Hello everyone, and by everyone I mean the one person that is in the chat currently. Allow me to just move my microphone, which I forgot to do. Alright, I think this should be a little bit better. And now, yes, I still have a lot of mana to burn, and I don't have any food on me, so let me look in my depot. There's not really many people in chat yet, so I'm still going to wait a while, just stick around in the depot, cast some spells. I actually forgot to check if my microphone is acting properly, so I'm going to go ahead and do that just now. Yeah, I wasn't streaming for a long time, so... Alright, it seems to be working just fine. Okay then, so when it comes for today's agenda, I haven't really planned anything. There is a couple of things I need to do on these characters still, but before I do them, I believe I need one more piece of preparations done. Hey Dutix, welcome to the stream. So, what I want to do is I probably need to grind some levels, just like I said before. So what I need is level 130 so that I have access to ultimate spirit potions, which I believe are going to help me with my further goals. And welcome to the stream, Khalil. Alright, so I am going to go to a colony, or at least try, because of course Battle wasn't able to get me where I wanted. Okay, he got it the second time around. I think I had him go to the wrong place like 5 times in a row. I guess it's not really crazy, but pretty annoying nonetheless. Excuse me, just taking a sip of a drink here. So, let's see. The reason why I decided to go for Frost Dragons is because, as you can see, I have Prey boost for hatchlings as well as Frost Dragons and 18 wildcards saved up, so I can pretty much go crazy at them. I mean, probably the loot boost is the least useful for me currently, but still. In about an hour it's going to switch to something else, hopefully EXP or maybe damage. Defense is alright as well. So I've been mostly skilling on this character for the past couple weeks. Not even very actively, but yes, every now and then I would just spend the entire day skilling on gargoyles or something like that, and I was able to hit level 59 club. Now, it is still boosted by loyalty. I do not know exactly how much of it is loyalty, but I am still level 58 as far as the server rankings are concerned, so I'm still going to need to level up a little bit more, or their skill up, should I say, before I go up in the ranking. But as you can see, I'm going to take a look right now. Club fighting, submit. I am number 4. Once I go up, I'm going to be number 3. That's already going to look pretty good. Hey, surname, welcome to the stream. A lot of new names today, I think. Welcome everybody. Oh, it's you, hey man. Right, so I'm definitely not going to do a skilling stream, because that's going to be an absolute dud. But yes. It seems that there is someone here, so I'm not going to go this way. Instead, I'm going to take a look around to the east, see how this goes. Now, if you watched my series before, then you know that I have invested in a cleanse charm. Mostly because of the Chill Forest's fiasco, the fact that I had to go through a ton of frost dragons and I simply needed every single edge that I could get to help me get past them to reach a ghastly dragon, and I'm afraid that other than that purpose, the cleanse charm wasn't really that useful. They say it's like 10%, so obviously expect it to activate once every 10 attacks. Since frost dragons have like melee as well as like different cone attacks and avalanche attacks, you'd probably think once every 5 turns. Yeah, so the cleanse charm doesn't really activate that often. I was seriously expecting it to be, well, more useful, but as you will probably see on this stream, I'm going to be slowed all the time, pretty much. This, I think they should buff it just a little bit. As you can see, it just activated, right, but does it really help? I don't think it does. There's just a simple frost dragon. The chances that it activates in the moment that is actually useful, very low. Maybe if they upped it like 20, maybe even 30 seconds of immunity, I don't think that it would be broken at all, trust me. Right, so I'm going to answer both the questions. First of all, this is an Ironman character. The way this works is, obviously, the rules are self-imposed. Nobody is making me do this. There's no system in place that makes sure I do this, but the way I play is I only use items that I drop myself. This particular character is restricted to only the area of Svargrounded and all the other areas that are listed under Svargrounded on Wikipedia page. And also, to spice things up, this character is a paladin that uses melee weapons. And obviously a bow or crossbow would be a more effective weapon, since, yeah, I would probably be like 100, maybe even 110 distance at this point, taking into the account how long I have spent skilling. But I decided that, I just wanted to try a melee paladin, just to make things a little bit more interesting for myself. The thing is, my favorite playstyle is a free account knight, so as you should probably expect, if I ever want to go premium like I did with this character, the playstyle that most resembles a free account knight to me is a melee paladin. And yes, it is quite a big handicap, but at the same time it's pretty fun. As you can see, I'm not even that weak. I am hitting those frost dragons for 100s every now and then. The damage really isn't that bad. My least favorite part is the fact that my weapons are quite limited, because for whatever reason, even though no other class can really reliably use any of the melee weapons, right, because of their skills, a system that already was in place, Zipsoft decided that most of the new melee weapons also need a restriction that it can only be used by knights. Why? I have no idea. Like I said, a mage can never use a melee weapon just as well as a knight would. A paladin, well, as you can see, right, I'm doing some damage, but it's never going to be nowhere near a full-fledged knight. So why some of the weapons would be limited and inaccessible to me, I do not know. Still, there is quite a bunch of items that I can use on this character. One of them is Cranial Basher, also known as the Boy. Yeah, if you're interested, there is a whole video series on it. So, the entire progression, the entire concept, stuff like that, it's all on YouTube. So what I need to do with this character right now, let me summarize what I did before, I guess. So I went to Chill Forest and I wanted to hunt ghastly dragons, because they obviously drop a bunch of pretty dope items, such as the Zaon helmet, Zaon armor, Zaon legs and Guardian boots. Just those items alone would be probably some of the best items that I can obtain on this character. And I was able to kill some of the ghastly dragons, like 50 of them. It took a lot of time to prepare for killing them. I'm quite glad that I was able to kill as many as I did, but unfortunately I did not get any of the drops that I wanted. Quite obviously, only 50 is not much compared to how rare some of those items are. So I don't have any of those items, but there are still things that I can do outside of Chill Forest, which is currently closed, because of course it's only available in May. So, the first thing that I can do is the Warlord Arena. That is going to supply me with a new melee weapon, a considerable upgrade over the Cranial Basher. I think it has like 47 attack, so that's 3 points higher. Taking into the account that my melee skill is always going to be pretty low, every single point of attack that I can get over that minimum is going to be invaluable. And of course, the other thing that I can currently get is some of the items that the demons drop. You can meet the demons in Formorgar Mines, though I am not sure how well I would fare against the demon. Like, I suspect I can probably kill them already, as I am right now, but I want to come prepared to be able to grind them more reliably for a longer period of time. And obviously that's going to supply me with magic plate armor, golden legs, mastermind shield, and other stuff like that. I don't think I am ever going to lessen any of the restrictions on my characters. In a way, I think they're sort of like trophies, you know? When you finally finish a challenge, when you have it all recorded and documented well, then you probably just want to keep the character, just to show it off, I guess. I mean, most people don't really care about that sort of stuff, but it really feels good to just have them, at least for me. So, even if I finish all my goals on this character, which are of course all the best items that I can obtain, right? Which is probably going to happen sometime next year, when I finally get access to the Ghastly Dragons once more. I am probably going to move on to some other challenge, but this character will be just put on a shelf and wait for either some new kind of content on Svargrounded that might make his challenge viable again, or, well, it will just wait forever, right? I am also going to finish one of my challenges this weekend, most likely. I had this cool concept, not sure if you guys are up to date on that, but yeah, it was like last year, I think, the last time I posted on that character. The idea was that this character could only obtain items that are available as daily spawns, right? You know what a daily spawn is, right? For example, this little piece of rubbish right there, that's a daily spawn, right? It always spawns here, it is an item. There are many such items, mostly just furniture and decoration, but some of them are actual items, right? You can, for example, find a ton of bread every day in the Thai's bakery. On Rugard in the Bear Room quest, you can find some gold on the floor, as well as weapons and items in the crates. So the character could only use such items, right? No drops from monsters, no quest items, only the stuff that you found, I mean that I found, on the ground somewhere. And yeah, I wasn't really posting on that character for a while, mainly because I technically finished the challenge, I got the best items, however I died immediately after I obtained the items, and of course I lost those items. And even worse, I failed to record the entire thing. I was recording some other screen, the recording went completely black, so yes, I had to grind levels once again, and I'm going to have to retry. I've been putting it off for pretty much forever, but I think I finally am ready to get around to finishing that challenge. Also, did that first dragon just walk over a pitfall? I thought that creatures fall down pitfalls, right? Not to mention, I honestly had no idea there was a pitfall here, so I guess I'm going to check it out in a moment. I was quite certain that I explored the entire island, but maybe it is a path that leads to this area. One of the things that I definitely want to do is explore the entire island. I already have the exploration done on Cyclopedia, but I haven't really seen everything yet. There's parts of Formorgar mines, there's places like these. I've been around, but I still haven't unlocked the entire map. So let me plop a energy ring on. Yeah, I still have a... Right. Yeah, I had no idea there's this stuff here. And I should have already taken this off, and are they hitting me so hard? Very weird. Alright. Just very carefully focus on surviving and avoid getting hit by all three at a time. That's the way we win these. Right, so at level 130 I will finally have access to better spirit potions, which I hope will help me a lot with the Warlord Arena, which I have last attempted around level 90, I feel. Yeah, and it was pretty hard. Okay, I don't want to overreach, just in case there's something hard in there. Or just more Frost Dragons, which technically is pretty hard for my character, seeing as, yeah, I'm rather squishy as a melee paladin. Quite frankly, I really wasn't expecting a melee paladin to be this viable in the end game, but I am reliably doing some solid damage. Unlike a knight that has long cooldowns and needs you to cycle all your spells properly, on a paladin I can just like basically cast 2 spells over and over again. Just wait for a melee to happen, then go AoE, then wait for a melee hook to happen, then go single target, and so on and so on. And I'm seriously doing some pretty good damage, like probably not the top damage that I could be doing, but it's still pretty decent. Yeah, so that's just a single area. There's no passage elsewhere, I don't think so. So that eastern part of the island remains unexplored, I guess. Does anybody know if there is a way to access this area? Because, yeah, I'd very much like to see it. There definitely is a little bit of land, but maybe it's just unavailable to players. Another thing that I have been working on is a new series, because as you can see, this character has had some rather slow progress recently. I haven't really done much besides getting like maybe 2 levels and a bunch of skill ups since we last saw this character on a video. So in the meantime, as you guys wait for the main series upload, I'm going to start a side series about different OTS servers. Well, I probably just said servers twice, right? OTS stands for an open Tibia server, so yeah. But that's what I'm going to do basically. Start a character on an OTS, explore it. Not sure for how long I'm going to do that, but yes, I'm just going to take a good look around, see all the custom content, and basically just review it and rate it later on. Has been pretty fun so far, so. Though I am still very much on the point of gathering footage from the first recording, so I can't really say much about the series yet. But I think it's going to be a pretty interesting format. Alright. There's some high-level guy around here, so we're probably not going to get the most of our kills, but I don't think there's any other place we could go that would be any better. Besides, this area is rather huge, so we shouldn't really struggle finding some kills for ourselves. How fast are we going anyway? We are like, okay, almost 500k XP per hour. That's pretty good, though we have to remember we are like at 300% XP currently, so it's not really crazy either. Alright, I think I just lost connection for a moment there, but I should be back, so let's hope it didn't really disconnect. I just got a notification that I wasn't online. But the stream seems to be alright. So, let's talk about something off topic while we slowly kill this frost dragon, I suppose. I'm pretty sure everybody has already heard about Diablo Immortal. It has been like probably the most popular topic in gaming right now. But just in case, I'm going to add a little bit from myself. So, there's been this argument going around that basically mobile gaming is supposed to be like very, very predatory, with elements of gambling like that, and the monetization in Diablo Immortal is nothing special. Alright, that's good. If it was only 5 seconds, then that's alright. But yeah, the monetization of Diablo Immortal is seriously on another level. So, for a while I've been playing this mobile game, right? It's a typical gacha game that in which you basically just collect monsters to clear like PvE and PvP challenges. Something like Raid, I guess, though I haven't really played Raid, but you know, there's like a ton of pretty much the same format mobile games recently, right? Where you gather champions or monsters or whatever, and you battle other players as well as clear dungeons with them. Stuff like that, yes, it's pretty common nowadays. So, I've been playing one of those games for like a couple of years, actually. I've been in a pretty much top 1000, I believe, and it wasn't a small game either, it was pretty popular. So, yeah, I've had experience with mobile gaming, and I have to admit I did swipe a little bit in that game, obviously. You really cannot achieve anything without paying, even if just a little bit in those games, though Diablo Immortal has seriously brought that to another level. So the way that old mobile game which I played worked was the prices were quite outrageous. So I come from a non-euro, non-dollar paying country, right? My currency is something else. So every single thing in such online games are usually quite overpriced for me. you know, I basically earned the same amount of money as a person in a European country, except like 4 times less. Same amount, different currency, though the costs of living are lower, so I'm pretty well off, but still. If I want to play one of those games, then the costs are extraordinary for me. There were those large bugs in this game. They were like, oh nice, a Finnish Frost Dragon. Right, so what I was saying is, there were those large packs, the largest ones. You could buy one like once a month, I believe, and it was 100 euros, or pretty much 500 of the currency that I earn in, right? So it would be like 1/10 of my monthly salary, so it was quite a lot. So needless to say, I didn't really spend that much on the game because the prices were really just pretty crazy. Though I did spend some, and I seriously regret all of that, though, yeah. I've had my fun with the game and I quit at some point. So when compared to Diablo Immortal, you could, in that previous game that I mentioned, it's called Summoner's War, you could spend, if you really wanted, like maybe 1000 euros a week. There's really no reason for you to spend anything more. In Diablo Immortal, we've seen those YouTubers do streams where they spent like couple of thousand every single day. A 20 euro payment was enough for you to do a couple of minutes run of a rift and clear a single dungeon. The difference in prices, the difference of amounts of money that you had to spend on the games to whale in them is just unbelievable, quite frankly. So I seriously thought that the game that I played was pretty predatory, right? But now when I look at it, yeah, it's laughable. It's really nothing compared to Diablo Immortal. In Diablo, you can pretty much only progress beyond a certain power level by running rifts and getting those legendary gems or whatever. Free-to-play is seriously handicapped compared to what it was in other games. So I seriously do not know where are the so-called mobile gamers coming from when they say that all mobile games are like this. Because from my experience with mobile games, and I have some, it's really never that bad as it is in Diablo Immortal. Like, maybe they're the kind of players that just never look at the cash shop, they only play free-to-play, and they have been, like, completely immunized to getting shafted by whales, I guess. They just don't mind being the plankton for other players. But let's be honest, Diablo Immortal is on a whole other level. And I mean, that has been already said many times, right? But I thought that I might be able to put it in a different perspective. The fact that in the first couple weeks of the game existence, people were already able to spend like upwards of, what, 30 million, I think it was. It's just totally crazy. And yeah, it's pretty recent news, though if anybody follows that kind of news, then you're probably aware, but the way this game works, right? You pay money to be able to run rifts with higher chances of obtaining legendary gems. The gems come in different rarities from 1 star to 5 star. The 5 star being the best and being also incredibly rare. There was one guy who had to spend like 14,000 New Zealand dollars, I believe, to get one of those, after which he deleted his character because he was just doing it to prove a point. But believe it or not, people thought that you only need like, 6 of those legendary gems, or maybe it was 5. And then your character was maxed out. Then you could, of course, upgrade the gems, but yeah, after upgrading them, it was supposed to be the end game. But as it turns out, it is not the end, actually, because you can awaken your 5 star gem, and the way awakening works is You have to buy, obviously, some other premium currency with your money to awaken the gem, for a privilege to farm 5 more 5-star legendary gems that you can slap on your awakened legendary gem, which means every single character is now going to be equipped with like 36 additional legendary gems on top of the 6 that they already had on them. And remember that the difference between a free-to-play player and a whale, and we are talking about the difference that we were able to spot pretty early on in the game, right? When the PvP first happened, the best of the best, the most whaley players, they still didn't have their legendary 5-star gems. They were mostly equipped with like 4 stars, there was a 5-star there and then, sometime maybe, but nobody was really maxed, right? So those players were already unstoppable. They were just rolling through the other players, ignoring their attacks, shrugging off everything. I saw a recording of a barbarian player who kept spamming just a single spell that was like turning around really quickly, just rolling with his blades out, and he was fragging players left and right, killing everybody in like 3 hits, while they couldn't really get through his armor, HP, not sure what that was, but yeah, he seemed like he wasn't taking any damage at all. So that is the difference between a regular player and a guy who has whaled for a while. A player who hasn't even equipped himself with a full set of 5-star legendary gems. And then we learn that there is in fact more than 6 5-star legendary gems that you can equip. There's like what, 6 plus 36, that's yeah, pretty much 42 5-star legendary gems that you can wear, which is just crazy. Remember, not even a full set of 6 gems makes a player completely unreachable for free-to-play players. And then we get, what, 6 times that, I guess? Even more. Just unthinkable. I have no idea how they could come up with something so bizarre and ridiculous, honestly. Right, so that was my rant on the current popular internet topic. What else could we discuss? There's this new summer update coming, and it's finally going to have some content, I suppose. That's pretty interesting, though quite honestly, I'm not that hyped for it. The moment I read it was going to be level like 200-300 range, yeah, I decided it's probably not for me. I mean, it all depends, I still haven't really had the chance to take a look around. I have been invited to the test server, but I didn't really take the time to check it out. I honestly might at some point, but yeah, I'm just putting it off again and again, so I will probably end up not doing that. But still, from what I have seen, from the tiny teasers, stuff like that, well, they had a good idea, right? I mean, Tibia is such a vaguely defined fantasy world that you can slap anything in there and it is going to make sense. But somehow they have been able to make it not make that much sense. And by that I mean the artistic cohesion. Not sure if that is even a proper way to put it, but if you take a look at the new art of the game, when you compare, for example, the graphics that you see right here, right? The snow, the icicles, the book, the dragon helm, everything you see on my screen currently is pretty much in the same art style. You can see that it is a complete game made by a single artist or maybe a bunch of artists, but under the same artistic direction. But all the items, all the things that I have seen in this new area are somehow completely out of this style, if you know what I mean. there has been this sprite of a beautiful shrine of like a Naga person. I am quite impressed by how detailed it was. It was a beautiful piece of pixel art, however, it did not fit Tibia art style at all, and I think that has been the case with many of the new items that I have been adding. They have a very talented artist, or maybe even artists, however, they aren't really doing a good job of keeping in touch with Tibia's origins. Like, they treat it as a way to showcase their skills. They are doing some pretty good job with doing pixel arts. However, these pixel arts are way too detailed for Tibia. Tibia has to be this, you know, simplistic, not overly detailed, a cohesive piece. And with all the details that they have been adding, I feel like it just doesn't feel right in the world that they are creating. They have been showing all those screenshots of a player character in an environment, and the environment doesn't really work that well with the player character. They seem like they have been slapped from two different games, I should say. I feel like the last time they did something that actually fit Tibia artistically, it was Fairist. It was already like borderline a little bit too much, and from there they have been only making it worse and worse. For example, when there was this 25th anniversary, all those fairs and musicians, they added sprites for people that were not actual characters. There were like dancers, there was this painter guy, and they weren't NPCs, they were literally just furniture, right? Moving around, sure, but they didn't have the dimension of a character, they didn't have an NPC health bar, they were just part of the set. It's just so bizarre to me. They have never done this before. Every NPC has always been an NPC, even if it does nothing, if it is just a person standing somewhere with some generic dialogue, they always made them regular NPCs. But somehow suddenly during the anniversary, they decided it's time for not even NPCs. It's really bizarre. Yeah, but that is probably not the worst decision they made, so you shouldn't be too harsh on them. Another energy ring, right, nice. So, I have also recently learned that you can actually place a mana drain imbue on your helmet. So I slapped it on my skull helmet since I had a bunch of spare rope belts after farming for garlic necklaces. But then I forgot that I had the imbuement on. So I went skilling with my imbued skull helmet on, so the entire 20 hours got pretty much wasted. I spent like an hour of it. Actually, I did play RuneScape, I still do. I have been playing an Ultimate Ironman recently, recording it as well. It's an interesting challenge that I had in mind for a while already. But don't know when I am going to get around to making an episode out of it. Well, there's the thing, I don't think I can do a Mara Pro only Ironman because it's a what? Level 200 area, they said? 200, 300 I think is the official statement, so it's not really going to work, is it? I would have to start with a level 300 character. I am definitely not leveling a character that high. Actually, no. I think quite possibly the Ironman mode has appeared in Tibia before it has been a thing in RuneScape. Sure, RuneScape has made it official, an actual system, probably for the first time ever in an MMO game, because let's be honest, it probably wouldn't work in any other MMO, other than old MMOs like Tibia and RuneScape. For whatever reason, I don't really see it working anywhere else. But, yeah, the first time I heard of Ironman was in Tibia, and I was inspired by that. I didn't really do RuneScape Ironman before I started Tibia Ironman. I have been also thinking about some new side challenges to do, since I have already pretty much finished Luther. I am going to be done with him this weekend, I believe. I thought that I should probably reset him to level 1 and reuse him for a new challenge. So what I had in mind, I didn't really do the research though, so it's probably not even a good idea, but what I thought about is a Bone Man only Ironman character. You know how there's items that are made from bones, like the skull helmet, bone club, bone sword, bone shield, as well as other sprites that seem to contain bones in them, right? So the idea is the character could only use items that are made from bones. Though I don't think there's even a single piece of bone-related legs, so that's probably not a good idea. It will likely not work, yeah. But maybe, oh, I almost died there. But maybe for just like a couple streams, see how hard it is to get all the items. Ooh, nice. Tower shield. Did we leave anything behind? No, we didn't. Sweet. What I would like to get is a second dragon scale mail. That would definitely help me out a lot. Money is not really a problem, since I can just grind winter wolves for a while and get massive amounts of money, so I should be able to upgrade, up tier, not even sure how to call this system anymore. Yeah, but I should be able to make the dragon scale mail like a higher tier. Reduce some of the damage incoming for later on. Then again, I should probably just save the money and wait for magic plate armors. Who knows, I might end up like getting 4 in a row at some point. I wonder if I can get upstairs from here. Oh, I actually can, that's pretty nifty. I should have probably finished the Frost Dragon downstairs first, but that's good to know. So it's like a tiny shortcut. And it saves me the trip through this area, which I hate because it's like 4 dragons in a very small area. But yes, since we have already started talking about RuneScape, I've started this new character, an Ultimate Ironman, and I only use items that I have obtained from Slayer tasks. In other words, I can only use items or gain EXP if it is like directly related to a gain of Slayer EXP. I know it's pretty convoluted, I can probably word it slightly better, but I think you get the idea. So Slayer is this system where a Slayer master basically an NPC, tells you to kill an X amount of a Y monster. And the reason why you want to level your Slayer is because some of the monsters cannot be killed unless you have the know-how, aka a high enough Slayer level. So yeah, killing monsters has probably been always my favorite part of RuneScape. And the Slayer only character has been quite a lot of fun, though I have burned myself out pretty quickly when I realized that there's going to be some hiccups, but yeah, I don't want to reveal too much since I'm going to be making a video of it at some point, so let's not reveal too much. Oh my god, only half a level. It's going so slow. Alright, because we have already lost the half an hour of bonus EXP from the daily rewards. By the way, is this weekend a double EXP weekend or is it just a Bewitched boost? Yeah, I know how you feel. I mean, I like both of those MMOs. Like, RuneScape has its charm, I should say. Compared to Tibia, RuneScape is way more slow-paced. Like, consider how many times, how many occasions you have when playing those two games to just take a break. Like, if you had to stand up from your PC the very second you decided to, if you did that in Tibia while hunting, then you will 100% die. Even if you do it in a semi-safe place, it's still going to probably be not a good idea, because there's other players who can push you out, move you somewhere. You don't know if a monster can spawn next to you or not. You have to be quite careful pretty much all the time when playing Tibia. Meanwhile, in RuneScape, yes, there's enemies, there's monsters, but most of them won't even target you or attack you if you don't want them to. There are aggressive creatures, but there's this weird system, or is it a bug? You never know with RuneScape, that makes aggressive enemies stop targeting you after like half an hour, or was it even 10 minutes, I believe. And there's a lot of other activities that are quite definitely not related to any danger. So there's all the wood cutting stuff, and like 40 other skills, I guess, that are not related to combat in any way and are completely safe to do. Not to mention like mini games and stuff. Tibia is pretty much only combat compared to those games. Though I have to admit, Tibia combat is probably way more developed than that of RuneScape. So I've been wondering, you know how there's like old school MMO design and modern MMO design? One thing that I noticed about those differences in designs is, let's base it on Tibia, right? Alright, thank you for joining us, take care, see you around. Right, back to the thing that I was trying to say. I know I'm not doing a very good job of speaking recently, but I haven't had a chance to speak English in a long time, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty for a while. But what I'm trying to say is, When you take a look at the older Tibia maps, right? For example, there's the main continent, obviously. There's Carlin, Thais, Venor, all the other cities. All those cities have like low-level areas next to them, as well as high-level areas next to them, right? There's caves of rotworms, trolls, even a rat cave in Thais sewers. And not only in Thais, in Carlin as well. You can even meet some rats in Venor. If you take a look at some slightly newer areas like Edron, right? There's also like goblins and trolls, a huge orc cave with different levels of orcs in them. What I'm trying to say is, when designing new zones, I feel like Chipsoft, every single time, they decided to design the zone in a way that will allow a player to go from level 8 to like infinity and beyond, like such is the case in Tibia, right? So, for example, take a look at Svargrounded. Sure, the start might have been a little bit rough, but there's frost trolls, there's winter wolves, there's bears, smugglers, a ton of different enemies that I could kill on a lower level. So I wasn't completely stuck, right? When they created Port Hope, Tikwanda, Ankramun, there's like larvas, scarabs, wasps, snakes. Every single area is pretty much a standalone thing where you can find enemies of all level ranges. If all the other areas at some point ceased to exist, then you would still be fine. Now, the way most modern MMOs work is, for example, let's take a look at Terra, right? I mean, Terra has actually closed recently. I guess there weren't even that many players anymore. But it is one of the first of the new gen MMOs, right? It was the fully 3D. It went free to play pretty quickly. It had this dynamic 3D combat, stuff like that. So the way Terra was designed, it was actually just a slugfest simulation, they say. So in Terra, there was only one way to progress. You didn't really get to choose where you progressed. Sure, there was different areas, and in these areas you had different levels of enemies, but there was no upside to going to a lower level area, trying to level up there, because it simply yielded worse items and worse EXP. Going to a higher level area, if you went there too early, you simply didn't even stand a chance. The enemies were too strong. They only used auto attacks, so there was no skill involved, but you would still just die, simply because you weren't ready to handle them. Item drops didn't really matter, because you would get items as you progressed through the quests, so the game was extremely linear. And sure, you could argue that Tibia is linear as well, since you only progress upwards, right? You raise your level and probably should progress to a place that gives you better EXP, but you always have choices. You can always go to a different place. If you want to restrict yourself, you always can do that, because there's so many different areas that offer the same kind of, or at least a similar kind of experience. There's also different items that are of a similar power level. For example, normally a person probably wouldn't use a bone club, right? It's such a weird weapon to use, but it is still a viable option. It exists, even though not being that great, right? You probably can drop a better weapon just killing. Oh, I don't know this song. What's going on? I hope I didn't stumble upon some copyrighted music. Just give me a moment. I'm going to finish this Frost Dragon really quickly and check out what's going on. Okay, it is a non-copyright playlist, but I'm going to go back to my old trusty one, just in case. Right, so what I'm saying is, there's way less choice, there's way less differences, there's way less of those weird, seemingly unnecessary tools in those modern games. It's just as if you're on a railroad, there's only one way forward and no reason to go backwards, right? While Tibia is like a branching system, you could say. And you can go whichever direction you want. Sure, you are going to get less EXP and a worse loot going to a lower level area, but if you really want to, there's nothing stopping you from killing some rats or something like that. If you wanted, you could spend pretty much your entire game killing only rats if you felt like it. While in modern games, that is simply not even a choice. There's even systems that make you stop getting EXP from enemies that are too weak to you. There's no real rare drops. There's nothing that you can yearn to achieve other than just, progressing forward, because they have designed the game in a way that only allows you to get actual good stuff in the so-called end game. Tibia doesn't really have a defined end game, and many people have been saying that it is a major downside to the game, but I don't think it is such a huge problem, mainly because there's so many other options, so many things to do. Alright, so we are almost out of potions. I'm going to go refill. And quite frankly, I am a little bit bored of this character. So what we can do is we can either move over to my favorite only Ironman character and level up a little bit there. Or we could log in and check out that OTS that I have been playing on. Oh, bag of apple slices, nice. Oh, that is a pretty good comparison actually. Dawnport is designed to quickly level you up. There's no real places to explore, there's just different areas, most of them of the similar level, created just so that you can quickly get to level 8 if you want to go to mainland quick, or you can stay to level 20, it is still going to be quite viable, and then you're forced to leave. While Rookguard, if you want to, you're allowed to stay past level 8, right? You can stay past level 50, there's people getting level 200 on Rookguard. Sure, it's long and tedious, but there's options. There's optional quests that offer you better items but are not necessary. There's optional bosses that play no real role in the game. But for example, Apprentice Shang has a chance of dropping a knife, a magic light wand, items that are rare on Rookguard, not that rare on mainland, not rare at all actually, but still quite an achievement to obtain, right? Just purely RPG elements, you could say. Older MMORPGs are still more RPGs than they are MMOs, while newer ones are, yeah, a weird thing, weird amalgamation of what they think we want and what will sell well. Alright, I'm refueled, so like I said, I would like to switch to something else. So let's explore our options, I suppose. First of all, option number 1. Skogul the Ward Weaver, right? The Fairist only character. There has been a new update, so we are once again outside of Fairist, which sucks. And I really don't feel like making our way back there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. So let's just put him back to training. We could try Skogul the Rock Thrower actually. So it's my special character that can only use small stones. And I believe his goal was to obtain a paladin armor. Why not? Let's just walk around, play with Skogul the Rock Thrower a little bit. Okay, let's see, can we get some good prey? Yeah, we probably should use this up. So, the way Rock Thrower works is he's pretty much stuck hunting goblins right now. There's really nothing else that he can kill to obtain small stones. Obviously, there's a bunch of spots where you can find small stones on the ground, just laying there. Which is pretty neat, however... Wait, I need to switch to Paladin, there we go. I actually need to edit these hotkeys to be numbers, there we go. So, you can find a ton of small stones all around the Maze of Souls. There's a bunch of small stones also in the swamps around here, which we are going to pick up on our way. But I am afraid this character cannot kill goblins quickly and efficiently enough to always have access to enough small stones to last him an entire hunt. The last time I played on him was during a boosted loot event, and even then I barely had a positive balance of small stones. Right, so I don't think I have... Oh, actually I have the markers on the map still. But pretty much along this entire northern, rather southern swamp area, you can find small stones. So let's try to pick some up and then we can move on, kill some goblins, see how we do. Though I feel like this guy is also going to get really old really quickly. Let's see, not here, definitely. Actually, now that I look at the map, I realize how bad of a job I did of exploring the entire free-to-play area. I should probably put a little bit more work into that. Alright, there should be some small stones any second now. A loose stone pile, that's not what we are searching for. Oh, it's pretty close. But I think there should be like 3 just next to that marker over there. And we have to be extra careful because there's like tortured souls spawning around here. That would be devastating for us right now. Since we're already like level 16. Actually, we are a higher level than I anticipated. Right, so the marker is here, so the small stones should be somewhere around this area. Okay, there's a wasp. We should probably kill it. We're doing better damage than I thought. 3 kills, I mean 3 hits, and it's killed. Yeah, it definitely is. Actually getting out of Rookguard on this character was such a drag. The best way for me to obtain small stones was to get those 3 small stones that spawn like in the rat caves, as well as one that spawns in the troll cave. I didn't really do a video on this guy yet, since it's pretty much discontinued, though I found myself trying again every now and then. But seriously, where's the small stones? Did someone pick them up? I especially marked them on the map, but they're just not there, so maybe someone just grabbed them. But yes, so currently I can only really kill goblins on this character. Mostly goblin assassins and goblin scavengers, since they are the guys that drop the most small stones. Scavengers have like a common drop. Can't remember assassins, but yeah, it was also pretty good. Okay, just make our way past these guys real quickly. We can't really handle them right now. There we go. And the only way to go about with this character would be to somehow grow strong enough to hunt sea bugs, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Like, what level normally do you start hunting sea bugs at? Around 30? I honestly don't know, but remember that we have a huge handicap, gear-wise and weapon-wise. I also haven't been to the desert quest area with this character yet. I could easily get a scarf, but yeah, it's a paladin. I'm going to run around anyway, so that one armor isn't going to do much for us. Yeah, I really need to spice these streams up a little bit, even though I'm getting bored. Though I currently have 0 ideas, so that's going to have to wait. But I definitely need something more fast-paced to happen. We are actually doing a good job. Way more damage than I remember. But that might be because we leveled our distance up a bunch. Okay, the stones are holding on pretty well so far, and we're also doing some good damage, like 20 a hit. That's pretty much enough to kill a goblin in 3 throws. And there's the assassins. We are definitely going to go for a higher tiered goblins. Yeah, so the worst part about goblins is they don't really give that much EXP or gold or anything for that matter. But like I said, they are the only enemy that we can hopefully kill and not run out of small stones, so there really isn't that much we can do about this. A fish. We definitely need all the food we can find. Alright, and I think I always roamed like the northern area over here. Yep. There's a bunch of assassins as well as some scavengers. The scavengers have a common drop of small stones, which is amazing, because all the other goblins, for whatever reason, drop them rarely instead. And I mean, I know it was an anti-bot thing that they decided to remove all the small stone drops from the goblins, but here's the thing. Nobody really does online training anymore with the small stones, like very few people do. And also, there's no more bots really, are there any? I don't think there are. Okay, so 3 small stones, we're good for now. So yeah, it's just a major waste right now. I mean, there is also no reason for them to remaster that, and I recognize the fact. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't suck. Alright. I don't think we've lost a single small stone yet, and we are getting more. Could this be a turning point for our character? Most likely, yeah. If we can kill those goblins quickly enough. If we can transition to like Sibangs, then we have pretty much made it, right? We can start stacking those stones, having multiple of them, and once we start overflowing with the stones, we can actually go and hunt something else that doesn't drop the stones. And that means progress on the paladin armor that I decided to get on this character. So that's something. Quite frankly, whenever I play Tibia, I mostly enjoy the lower level content. I'm not really sure why that is, actually. It's not like EXP gain slows down at all, because it doesn't. Zipsoft has made sure to always bombard you with ways to level up quickly, so it's really not the progress or level up pace. Actually, I think it's the slow pacedness of the lower level content that I like the most. Enemies are slow, you are also slow. Nothing is spamming like cones of death that deal 500 damage a hit. It's just chill, rather safe, slightly tactical. Just running around, dodging enemies, using trees and elements of environment to dodge them. Is that a bot? Level 26 paladin here? Or is he doing the same thing as we are? Bizarre. Oh, that's a good thing about RuneScape. You're like never locked in a single world. You see someone taking up your spot, you just hop servers. Quality of life. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're still able to do that when playing higher level Tibia, right? When I played on my high level knight, I used to go to that Carlin Cold area. I would just pop a podcast in the back and yeah, go to town, spam all the skills, stuff like that, but yeah, lower levels are just better, objectively. I mean, I've heard people saying that they enjoy level 200, 300 the most, but I don't really get it. It just gets more tedious, more repetitive. Lower levels have this perfect balance of you not really being that strong, not dealing extreme amounts of damage, and your enemies also not posing that much of a threat. I know, right? I think you pretty much nailed it down. Less risk, slower paced battles. I feel like if they took Tibia, slowed down everything like by half, like the speed gain per level, damage that you do per level and per skill, as well as the speed of your enemies and damage of your enemies, I would probably enjoy the game way better. Oh, that is also true. The difference between like skill 5 in sword compared to skill 30 in sword is quite palpable, while also not taking that long. But at some point, all you do is just chase after one more skill point, but distance 120 and 121, despite taking like months to achieve, they are pretty much the same. And we are doing really surprisingly well with the small stones. I have no idea what changed, but this character is officially making it. We're getting a positive stone to stone loss ratio. And somehow, I don't know in what way, but I'm having so much more fun playing like this, throwing stones at goblins, than I had when hunting the frost dragons. It's really hard to explain, but it's just better. I wish I understood how it works. But I don't. Right, so how strong... how strong are sea banks? Right, so this character is a joke character that I made at some point, but the joke keeps like repeating itself, let's say. It can only use small stones, the goal is to get paladin armor. I made it because the guys on Discord said I wouldn't. I just go back to it every now and then, I don't really play it regularly. I made it pretty much during the golden era of Ironclad and Luther, where I had like a ton of ideas for different Iron Man characters. This is one of the few that made it to the cutting board and actually got created, but as you can see, it's progressing very slowly. It's like level 16 despite being a thing for over a year. Svargrounded character is definitely going to get finished. Like I said, and you probably saw it on the stream before, I get bored of it really quickly, because what I have to do right now is just casually level up. The best way for me to do that is by killing the frost dragons, and it's really not enjoyable for me. If I have to just level up, if I am not like, you know, stimulated by a potential interesting rare drop or something like that, I just cannot find myself motivated enough to do anything in these games. So yes, I am going to try and finish Svargrounded character as fast as I can, but the progress is not going to be that fast, I'm afraid. So in the meantime, I'm going to do some of the side projects that I already talked about. And we'll see. I would love to finally start finishing those characters though. I keep falling into the trap of making too many of them and then never finishing. Yeah, I mean, the further you get, the less enjoyable they are. The beginning, when you have nothing and you have to find a way of getting something, is the most enjoyable for me. You know, just finding different ways. When I had to cast poison fields to kill mammoths, that was fun. When I started running around and whooping mammoths with my mammoth whopper, it was still nice, right? Because it was this kind of slow-paced, low-risk hunt, but still, it was already less fun. Yep, exactly. So what I need is like, what? 18 more levels? That's a lot. I can barely get myself to do a single level. I am going to do it at some point, I know I am, but it's going to take me a while, so you have to excuse me, but the videos, they are going to be coming way more slowly. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Whenever a character is already well established and there's nothing you're going after, the fun from being an Ironman pretty much vanishes. It really only looks rough. Like I said, the beginning was a little bit difficult, but it was also enjoyable. There was a lot of thinking put in, a lot of good ideas coming from myself and the Discord and the guys on the streams. Yeah, I would love to transition myself to other games, but then again, I don't really play that many other games that I would also feel good making videos about. I'm just really glad I'm not a full-time YouTuber. It would be such a misery to force myself to play games. Like, if it was my job to do those videos on Tibia, for example, yeah, I would hate it. Absolutely. I really enjoy the ability to take a break every now and then. Alright, we're slowly losing stones, but we are still like 8 stones in the green, so... Hello Vizimir, welcome to the stream. As you can see, we're no longer playing the Barbarian, so if you were expecting that, then surprise. I got bored while hunting frost dragons. I guess it's my mistake that I keep forcing myself to hunt the frost dragons. They are the most efficient, the best EXP per hour, but I really hate hunting them, so I'm probably going to try something else. Reroll my prey bonuses, maybe go, I don't know, AoE some barbarians in the barbarian camp. That was also always pretty nice. I'm going to find some alternate ways to level myself up. This is something that I tried a while ago. It's not a new series per se, it's not even a series at all. I do have this character completely recorded, but it's more of a joke character that I just happen to come back to every now and then when I feel like it. Yeah, as the name says, Skogul the Rock Thrower. I can only deal damage with small stones. And the goal is to get the Paladin armor. So that was my first idea for a streaming character, but then I realized that I could not really progress from Rookguard without spending like, a couple of weeks picking up small stones every single day and then hunting rats during double XP events. I finally got out of Rookguard, but I never really got back to the character properly. Right, so I might make a video out of it at some point. Actually, I intended to make this a 500 subscriber special, but yes, I never really got the time to do that. So it's still pretty much unknown to the wider audience. But I am going to make something of this character at some point. I mean, you can see that it is a joke character because I didn't even bother buying an outfit for it. You can tell I'm not serious about the character if I'm not making it look good. Did they boost small stones recently or something? I feel like they are surviving way longer than they have before. Drama Ironman. Well, I didn't really do the proper research, but I feel like many beginning players go to the Russia, right? There's like Minotaurs. Those Minotaurs are pretty difficult though. Quite frankly, I would have to do the research. I don't know Dharma that well, but it would definitely be an interesting area to try. Like, there's never really too easy for an Ironman, right? If you can tell that you're having too easy of a time, then you can just add another rule. For example, no shields. That's something you can try to challenge yourself a little bit more. Remember that compared to other MMOs, Tibia offers such amazing freedom of play. You can do whatever you want, and you should probably try and make use of that as much as you can. Well, I have a lot of side projects. I think that's a problem right now. Do you really do that on a paladin? I don't think most paladins use melee weapons. Though I may be mistaken, I haven't really seen any high-level paladins. But I think ever since they added like higher level bows and stuff, yes, region-locked Ironmen are really fun. Like, maybe by the end of the challenge, when you have done most of the things, then it slows down a little bit. But outside of that, I've been having a ton of fun with Barbarian. Like, it's probably my favorite character so far. I will always have a soft spot for my free account character, mainly because I love free account areas. But Barbarian has been so much different. Like, on Ironclad, I always knew what I was going to do, right? Sure, there were some moments, for example the Black Knight grind, that I did not anticipate when I used some different tactics, but still it was quite simple, right? Just slapping some electric fields on the wall, and that was it. And on Barbarian, I made use of so many different mechanics, different areas, monsters that I normally wouldn't hunt. It has been completely different. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know Dharma that well, but Yeah, I know there's minotaurs at the start, and I'm pretty sure you can find some dragons, so that's something. It really depends on which class you want to play with, right? If you want to go mage, then you don't really need gear at all. My favorite only Ironman is a example of that, right? I am still using a Wand of Vortex and I can easily hunt there. Of course, I abuse the game mechanics a lot, but yeah, easily hunt. But if you want to go for a knight, then it definitely might be a little bit challenging. Quite frankly, there's nothing stopping you from trying it, or at least doing some research. Just pull up your Wikipedia page, just type Darasha or Darama or whatever. I think Darasha is the right way to go, and there's going to be all the areas that fall under Darasha. Check each of that area, find what enemies lie there, note down which items you can get from there, and based on that you can just decide on what kind of character you want to play. And by the way, I seriously recommend melee paladins, they are a lot of fun. Still played sets, so if you're making good profit, why not buy better stuff? Unless you're doing an Ironman as well, in which case, yeah, no questions asked. Yeah, I will probably never understand why this is so much better than hunting the frost dragons. Alright, how about we go back to Barbarian? And I'm going to find myself a place where I can hunt and have a little bit more fun than I am having on frost dragons. I think that's a good idea. But first I need to go back to the city. Alright. I mean, ever since they introduced Tibia coins, and I don't play an Ironman character, I just find myself not even worrying about waste, right? I just go for the best items, I just go for the best EXP per hour, and if it is a waste, then I just sell some Tibia coins and keep going. And that really takes away a lot from the game. Like, it's not meant to be played that way if you want to enjoy yourself, at least. I am not enjoying myself if I do it that way. And small stones again, we get 30 guys. We've gained 11 small stones. I could have sworn I have been getting way less small stones even during a double loot event, so we are either getting very lucky or I have been criminally unlucky in my previous hours of gameplay. But I am making my way back to the city and I'm going to try and find some place that I will enjoy hunting at. I think I really liked, like, yeah, I usually just pay for Tibia coins. But I understand that most people wouldn't do that. It's probably preferable not to pay anything at all, other than premium, of course. Alright, I'm going to finish this assassin and then go straight back to the town. Yeah, but earning Tibia coins in Tibia is pretty difficult, no matter what you do. Unless you're like a hyper high level character and do profit only runs, then it's not really viable trying to go for Tibia coins. I am not sure what their price is currently, but it's just never worth it, I think. And then again, I have been doing Ironman only for such a long time that I'm completely out of the loop. I have no idea what's going in the game. Alright. Is the battle marker going to disappear before I reach the depot, or... Okay, it did. Very nice. So, let's get back on Barbarian, and I am going to go elsewhere. Reroll, let's make use of that. What do we have here? I don't think it's anything I can find in Svargrounded. I have a lot of money, so let's reroll again. Harbingers, I think they are somewhere there, but they're also nothing I can hunt currently. Liches, Winter Vanguards, Amazons, okay. Oh, Adepts of the Cold. Maybe I should go for Fomorgar Mines then. Can I find something else that lives in the Fomorgar Mines? Hydromancer Scouts, Rotworms. I'm not sure how many times I want to reroll for them. Don't want the repeat of the last time. Twist Pukas, Guzzlers, Bony Sea Devils. Ooh, another dragon. I haven't killed one of those yet. Oh, I think you can meet hell spawns in there. Like, hopefully I won't, because I can't really handle them. I don't think I can. But let's go to the Fomorgar Mines. And let's switch to Barbarian. There we go. And put on a mount. And let's explore. Oh yeah, getting to your first level 100 is always fun. I mean, on any character, just getting to 100 is fun. I feel like the content up to level 100 is probably the best piece of game design in this game. Somebody doesn't want their protection amulets, that's interesting. I'd love to have those, but yep, illegal for me at least to have. I don't think the colds drop any food, so I'm going to collect it right now. Alright, that's almost good enough. There should be plenty of more manos on the way there. Right, so I haven't really explored the entire area of Fomorgar Mines. I am not sure how fast I am going to run into difficult creatures. Hopefully we don't die on this trip, since this character doesn't really have that many blessings. It only has one actually. But we should be fine. Okay. It's almost enough food. I should probably be eating ham, by the way. I don't know why I'm going for the meat. Meat has better weight to food ratio. I mean, quite frankly, I think it's always better to take it slow. If you play a game too much, you can only get bored of it quicker. And sure, there's times when you feel super hyped and you want to spend as much time on the game as you want, but that always leads to a quicker burnout, more than anything else, so... I find that I always enjoy games more when I have a limited time. So I go back from work, I can play for like an hour or so, and then I enjoy the games the most. But if I have, for example, an entire day off, nothing really to do on that day, I will probably play for a couple of hours and then get so incredibly bored, I won't even feel like playing anymore. Right, so actually something I wanted to get from the calls. I'm not sure which one of them can drop it, but they can drop a voodoo skull. And the voodoo skull, you can click it once a day, I believe. And it works like one of those clairvoyance items that gives you an answer to a question, should you ask one. And basically there's an achievement related to that, so it would be nice to get that achievement on this character. I should probably look into what achievements I can get and maybe work on that. That would be nice. A little bit of a side goal, I guess. Getting all the achievements available on Svargrounded. I feel like whenever I get bored, setting such side goals for myself always helps me get back into things. Yeah, it's an evening for me as well, so I will probably be wrapping things up not long soon after. But thank you for joining me today, I hope to see you again sometime. Take care. Alright, we're almost there. I love Fomorger mines, they are such a cool area, but getting there takes such a long time. All those gargoyles as well. I should probably start tracking all the rare items from the cults, or at least adjust their value so that they always show up. Like rope belts, garlic necklaces, dwarven rings, all that good stuff. Okay then. Oh, what I hate about ice golems is the fact that for whatever reason they are completely immune to holy magic. I have no idea why they decided that should be the case, but, well, it is, I guess. Yep. Ignore the arrows, I think it's a path that I found to be the most efficient when hunting gargoyles for bestiary. What I need is some place that would lead me downstairs. I don't think I can use the lift shortcut yet. Yeah, I have no idea how to use the hoist. So I'm going to have to find a way downstairs elsewhere. I think there's the path downstairs somewhere around here. Okay, definitely there. Anywhere else? I don't think I marked it anywhere. Let's just go there, I guess, out of range. Then we are going to walk. I'm going to ignore the novices. Let's just take a look around. Lower level areas. Actually, there's a lot of them. Okay, I'm going to kill them. Why shouldn't I? Loot, there we go. Okay, nothing yet. Okay, I have a teleport scroll, so at least I'll be able to get out of here quickly, and it's also about to expire, so that's nice. Oh, we got a rope belt, finally. And add to loot list? No, that's not what I wanted to do, I wanted to track them. Rope belt, add track drops of these items, there we go. Okay, so I have to go further south, this way. Right, so before I said there wouldn't be any food, but there's actually all those mammoths, so we should be good. I don't know about lower floors, I haven't really seen those that thoroughly. But I can always go back upstairs. Do people even ever come here, other than during gas baron spawning? And of course, if they are on the quest, I don't think this place is used by anyone recently. Though I remember when I started skilling, I first skilled on gargoyles around here. Of course, I found a better place now, but the amount of people that came to me trying to kill me was, yeah, quite a lot. Didn't expect that. There we go, acolytes. Oh, I forgot about that. There's the ice golems, so that already sucks for me. Okay, so the acolytes also drop rope belts. That's pretty neat. And I hate to see all those ice golems. I can't really kill them. And it seems to be more ice golems than the acolytes so far. Okay. Ooh, another rope belt, and there's an adept. Wait, they can make themselves invisible. That's also a problem. Not for long though. Excuse me. Had to sneeze there. Yep, completely immune to magic. So that was my first Adept of the Cold kill. Wow. I love those frozen behemoths and demons in the ice. Really cool aesthetic. Okay, please give me less ice golems and instantly free of them. Thank you. Thank you very much. Less ice golems, please. More colds, if I can. Yeah, so I think the second floor is going to be an amount of colds and mostly just ice golems. And the third floor, I think it instantly starts containing all those demonic creatures. So I might not want to go there, though it might also be a good moment to try and kill my first demon. At least see if I can do it. I don't think they are that tough, right? I guess I'm going to find out. I have so many supplies, I definitely can take on one strong enemy. Ooh, 2 adepts, that is a good spot. Allow me to mark it. Wow, they are dealing some good damage, that's like 100 a shot coming from them, and they are also decent EXP, 100 per hour, well, that's not really amazing, but maybe if I optimize the path. Okay, I love this area, there's no ice golems thus far. That's definitely a huge plus for me. Some more cultish ropes, I think they are used for light damage imbuements, so no good for me. And that is a dangerously looking hole. I would definitely prefer to go downstairs using like a set of stairs. I have no idea what might be below. There's also holes that don't even have a way back upstairs, as we have learned before. But I'm going to risk it, and it seems alright. Just an adept. And an acolyte. And another way downstairs. Just a small area. This is actually a pretty good place in case I want to log out, or rather teleport myself outside. And they're dropping a lot of those rope belts. That's always the case. Alright. Getting lower. And the frost dragons and ice witches. Okay. Interesting. Let me take off this ring. I'm not going to need it. Right, so I know that in the Fomorgar mines you can also find the sarcophagus of Yakchol, right? That ice witch. I don't really know where it is, and I have no way of waking her up since you need a frozen starlight. For whatever reason, I was quite sure that you could get a frozen starlight from demons, but that is also not the case. But I would still like to kill Yakchol at least once on this character. But that's probably one of the endgame goals, since it's a very, very tough fight. A frozen man. Okay. Hi. Okay, I have no idea what's going on here, and I am definitely not going into random magic force fields. So that is going to be something for later. Alright, tell you what, I'm going to kill this adept. I'm going to explore this place later on. It's 200k per hour. Seems pretty chill so far, and I enjoyed the exploration aspect, so that's definitely something I'm going to do later. Should also take off this energy ring. Yeah, but I think I am going to wrap things up for today. So as soon as our battle marker is gone, I'm going to log out. But I'm probably not going to wait for that. So thank you everybody very much for watching. Also, people who have already gone away, thank you as well, in case you watch this thing back. I'm not sure when the next stream is going to be. I'm going to try to think of something a little bit more exciting, perhaps. Maybe some side challenge, just like with Fairy's character, but something less tedious, because that one has gotten very repetitive. I mean, I would love to finish it at some point, but there's a lot of stuff that I need to do, and it's mostly just leveling up, I'm afraid. Something that I already said, I don't really enjoy all that much. Still, thank you very much for watching. There's going to be some videos coming sometime soon, I hope, maybe even this weekend if I am lucky. Thank you very much for watching for the 4th time. Take care, I'll see you next time. Bye.